Hi, here's Loving on Tina Chris. Now, today we're going to talk about something that's a little bit sensitive. Um, Sometimes we assume that we have the mindset we'll live forever, but that's not always the case, being human. Recently, I had to get something cut out of my throat, and I will be coming back in a couple of weeks later to talk about that journey, to talk about how even during a difficult moment we have to more or less remember we're only human, we only have one life, how precious it is, and to not forget to live, not forget to live, not forget to let daily circumstances just take away everything that you want to live for, everything that you want to accomplish, everything that you've ever dreamed of. Our topic is having a goiter removed from our throat. So, in a minute here, I will lift my necklace up to show you a specialist who deals in. A lot of times, have you see women and they're very, looks like a lot of lump. They'll have these lumps that protrude outward. And it's because there's a growth that's either benign or not benign, that's either cancerous or not, that's growing internally because your body is beginning to fight off bacteria. Disclaimer: I am not a doctor, I am not a specialist. I am sharing with you on Who's Loving on Tina Chris what happens and how I became in a situation where I needed to seek a surgeon, a ear, nose, and throat specialist to get this thing removed. I was gagging a lot. A lot of times when we eat, we are not swallowing, or we're swallowing large lumps of food. We're not taking the time to allow our teeth to process what we need to process. Chewing that 22 times, keep that in mind. Again, I had to go to an ear, nose, and throat specialist, and that procedure you're having to do blood work. You're having to do an EKG. You're having to do this test where they take these small needles, at least 6 of them. God help me. And they're pulling out specimens from your body that they are sending to a lab to see if you have cancer or not. I was blessed. I did not. Once you get the surgery, they will either take that specimen, they'll send it to the lab again to see if you have cancer or not. I did not. Thank God. I want to talk about, like I said, and I had this thing for years. The time when I was supposed to go get the surgery, I did not because my mother ended up getting cancer and I had to stop what I was doing for myself, or I chose to, and concentrate on her. God allowed me that extra time to wow, I had to come back and start loving on me. Now the surgery is 2 weeks past. Okay, 2 weeks past. And as I mentioned, I'm going to lift my necklace here. Okay. I'm going to lift my necklace and show you. Sorry about that. I have October London on in the background. I like that guy. And what it is, it has invisible stitches that are supposed to dissolve. And when I went for my weekly checkup, he took the first bandage off, and now we're down to this bandage that's covering the dissolvable stitches, not invisible, dissolvable. So now we're waiting until this falls off. Again, hey, we're going to talk about things. Either it's loving on Tina Chris or it's not. That goiter was not loving on Tina Chris. So we had to have that removed. Okay. I will come back in a couple of weeks to show you, once the tape falls off, to show you what it looks like, how much scarring. Did I keloid? Oh my goodness. Because my skin does do that. In one of my ears, I have a keloid on the back. But I wanted to share, to let you know life is not over, to encourage you to get checkups, to encourage you to go to a specialist. I don't care how many times they tell you no. Keep seeking them and get those things removed from your body that are not good for you. So I was blessed enough. It did not cause a situation to where there was cancer. Thank God. It was removable. And they said it was like, from the way it was, they said 11 cms, if I can recall correctly. It had beginning to grow upward. So it was blocking. That's why I kept having that choking sensation a lot of times when I was eating foods. And it wasn't just fried food. It wasn't just, it was always about the size of the food. The size of the food that was going down my throat that was causing me. I'd have to rush up. It was so embarrassing. Rush up from a table. I could be out in public. So I've learned to, when I go out in public, to order foods that are so soft, no problem going down. No problem whatsoever. And as I recollect, I remember I was at a friend's house. She had made the most luxurious lunch for me. She always makes these lunches when I come over. It was a wonderful salad. It was a shrimp Italian pasta dish. It was wonderful. And I was loving it. Eating, drink a little water to make sure I could wash this down. And I can't recall if they say you're supposed to drink a lot of water when you eat or not. But anyway, before I knew it, I had this blockage going and I'm gagging for air and what I did was what is that? Makeup. So what I did was as I get up from the table, water gurgitated out of my mouth. Oh my goodness. And so did everything else. And this lady is the type, you can't touch her blue suede shoes, even though she's a friend of mine. We're like sisters. She's so funny about that. But anyway, I cleaned up my mess and I had to make sure everything was tiny. So now when I go, I either just drink something or I may bring a protein drink, a vegetable drink or something like that. And, because of what had happened and because of my situation, I don't dare to go back to that again. So that's why I had to get this thing removed. Again, I'll be back at you in a couple of weeks and I will share with you if it's gone down. You'll be able to see how much scarring, and things of that sort. So have fun, have fellowship, love on family, and never forget to take care of business. Here's loving on Tina Kress.